We have seen our industrial business, the motors business out of industrial also on the positive side of numbers, both for bookings as well as for revenue, which means we are getting faster in execution of the backlog, both for railways as well as for motors. Now, of course, the contribution of skew is a little bit more towards railways. As you know, I think our initiative or linking with the Prime Minister's vision of Make in India, for India and for the whole world. So railways, we are investing a lot as well and executing the orders much faster. So yes, skew is more towards railways, but all the businesses under industrial are towards the upswing.
Okay, fair. And just to clarify, on the LT motor side, you said, obviously you started growing again, you're seeing an uptrend. But is that also true for the industry as a whole, or is it just you because of your GTM and your efforts? Is that you're taking back market share? Is that what's driving growth, or do you believe overall, we're finally starting to see channel pick up, and we're starting to see restocking and demand coming back on the LT motor side?
No, I never gave any breakup for LT motor or any of the segments there. I just said overall motors. First time we have taken it, both revenue and booking has gone up. Market still is in kind of, I would say, not very positive. It's not very bad as well, but important is we have found a way to find our piece of the pie and get it for us. So that's giving us results.
And can you elaborate a little more there, sir? So you said GTM, but possible to elaborate a little more? What's helping you get that growth for LT motors?
So I think, of course, I can spend one full day on go-to-market. So, but in summary, if I have to talk about go-to-market is, of course, in some of the segments on the motor side, we are probably, very, very high market share. But some segments we are not there. Important is, as a part of go-to-market strategy, the product segmentation to the market segmentation to the vertical segmentation. I think that's the kind of work that we have done in last 2 quarters primarily, is to go deeper into that, and then the action plan coming out of that. It's also the innovation, which means the new product introduction, which is coming there, which is fit for different verticals, and those are the areas that we are really attacking and getting our pie out of it.
All right.
Answer the question?
Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
Okay. Good.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rahul Gajare from Haitong Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Good evening. Thanks for the opportunity. Continuing with the industrial segment, given that you've talked about uptrend that you've seen, has the company managed to take price hike, and if yes, how much? And connected with the same question, given that the margins were impacted because of railway, are the incremental orders in railways coming at better margin? That's the first question.
So yes. So first thing is better margin. Yes, marginally. But again, this is our commitment for nation building as well. So Indian Railways we are really proud of, and we'll continue to work on that. Of course, it comes at a price that you won't be great on the margin. But yes, we are working on the strategy to make sure as we are making in India for India as well as for the world. I think that's the philosophy that we are working at, and that is getting executed in railways as well. And in subsequent quarters, you will see some more progress on that as we are executing it. So that's what I would answer to.
And the price hike aspect on general motor as such?
So motors, what is the question of motors?
No, you said that you've seen uptrend, in order intake and all. I want to know whether that has any impact of price hike, if at all.
No, it's as I said, when I say upturn is not only on the top line. It is both top line as well as for bottom line. Okay, so when we are saying we are not getting into the pricing war or dropping the prices and taking the orders. It's a combination, as I said in the beginning, it's a combination of our product strategy, the innovation that we are working on, which particular verticals and which markets. So these three are very clearly identified with the action for each one of those. And that's very helping us. I mean, the results that we have this quarter is just the early results that we have. Of course, we have to keep executing and see how we perform in the next few quarters. But yeah, we still feel bullish about it.
So my second question is on the power business. Given that you're adding more capacity on the power, firstly, can you tell me, because earlier the focus was more on domestic market, with this new capacity, I think it's very clear that export is something that you are targeting. Have you already started doing the groundwork in terms of setting up branches, service network in overseas geographies, or it's a simultaneous process that will happen?
Yes, that work is, I mean, it has progressed reasonably well, but yes, not completed completely. So we have a strategy in place for all of what you said. That's part of the plan.
And the location is finalized for the factory, or?
No, the location is not yet finalized.
Okay, fair enough, sir. Thank you. I'll get back in the queue.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Bhumika Nair from DAM Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, sir, and congratulations on a good set of numbers. So just wanted to delve deeper into the motor category, where you said there has been of late some improvement in terms of both revenues and intake. Are we seeing this? You said that, yes, there is an improvement led by our GTM strategies that you spoke about in detail. Can you also comment about how HT Motors has kind of panned out and how that segment is moving? Plus, if you can also update in terms of the market share between both LT and HT, how it has moved.
So, yes, see, as I said in the beginning only, we don't give breakup of each product segment under motors. But I said overall, we have grown in that area. Coming back to the market share question that you have, I mean, it's the published data. But the good news is the latest data that we have as of now is either we are maintaining the market share or we have grown in some of the segments. So, which is a positive news for us.
So basically, market share has expanded for us in the first 9 months.
Okay. Yes, that's right.
So the other aspect is on railways. If you can talk, you spoke about that railway skew had improved. Is it possible to possibly get what is the railway revenues for the quarter or 9 months and the order backlog? And you spoke about GG Tronics getting a decent amount of orders, about 500-600 crores. Now, what is the outlook out there? What kind of further orders we can get? And lastly, if I may squeeze in on OSAT, what is the status out there?
So first of all, the split exact, obviously, as a listed company, we are not giving that breakup of railways or motors separately. But as I said, both are growing. Of course, railway is growing much faster than motors. That's the answer to your question number one. Question number two was around?
GG Tronics, sir.
GG Tronics. So, yes, so the order as we received, which is under execution right now, and as per the commitment, it's going to get executed within the next 1 year from the date of receipt of the order. So, a lot of action right now. And it's, again, one is the money part of it, okay, but it's a national pride as well. Because one of the very few companies, the first ones to actually help Indian Railways to become much safer. And so that's our going on. So really excited to see, and there's a huge pipeline of forthcoming orders coming. So right now the focus is, of course, keep an eye on the new orders, but important is to execute, because the way we execute this first order will be our key to success for the future opportunities.
Okay. And lastly, sir, on OSAT, what is the status? Where are we in the build out? What kind of capex have we done? When do we expect the first lines to be commissioned?
So I think the project is absolutely on track. In fact, today morning also on the board meeting, we had a full review of the CG Semi as well. And so as a detail, there are two factories we are looking at. One is the mini factory and the mega factory, which is a big one. So mini factory should start, I think, financial year 26, and mega should start somewhere in 27, which is exactly as per the plan. So a lot of action, a lot of work going on. The entire leadership team and the hiring of team is already on place. They are getting right now trained across different places across the world, wherever we have the tie-up with our partners. So we start the manufacturing. So the project is exactly as per the plan.
Great, sir. All the best, and I'll get back in the queue. Thanks.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Harshit Patel from Equirius Securities. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, sir. So firstly, could you share an update on the development and commercialization of EV motors, for which applications we have already developed both motors as well as controllers, and what is the medium-term action plan over here?
Yeah, no, good question. So right now we are in the phase of prototype has already been developed, both motor as well as the inverter. For our own company, which is a group company. So that is under testing. The first phase of it is already approved. It has qualified the test results. Second phase is also homologation and putting it on the vehicle. So that is right now under progress. So yeah, so a lot of work needs to be done there as well.
Understood. Secondly, as a part of your go-to-market strategy for the motors business, you had previously highlighted that you were partnering with large customers for a combined solution of motors and drives. So could you share some progress on that, the quantum of sales coming from such combined offerings, also its impact on margins, the localization levels that we have achieved in drives as well in India? I understand we have the product in Sweden. So have we brought that product to India and localized as per the domestic requirements, or that is still under progress?
Ladies and gentlemen, the management has been disconnected. Please stay online while I get them connected. Thank you. Thank you for staying online. The management is now connected. We can go ahead.
Hi, sir. Sir, I was asking on our go-to-market strategy for the motors business. You had previously mentioned that we were partnering with the large customers for a combined solution of motors and drives. So could you share some update on that, whether we have localized that Swedish product, that Emotron brand in India as well, and if at all the quantum of sales coming from such combined offerings and also its impact on margin? That will be very helpful.
Yeah, thanks for the question. Yes, the question is right, that combined offering is something which is really helping us, and that is an integral part of our go-to-market strategy. Of course, more than that, I won't be able to share because we are still under execution. Which customer, how, etc., is under execution. To your second question on localization, yes, some portfolio has already been localized in our facility in Bhopal. So we make most of these drives are made in India for India, and also we are eyeing on exports as well for that. And third, last but not the least, is also the combination to make the product more energy efficient. So we are actually, the leaders for respective businesses are collaborating very closely to make sure that we go as one face to the customer with the solution approach instead of going separately.
Understood.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the participant's line got disconnected, we'll move to the next participant. His name is Amit Mahavir from the line of UBS. Please go ahead.
Hi, Amit. Congratulations on a great set of results. Less than a few months of joining. So my first question is on exports. We had earlier guided about 20% of exports in 4 to 5 years, of revenues. Historically, CG has always been a large exporter of power systems, never been a large industrial exporter. do you think this is largely going to be the power system exports for us? And any thoughts there? And second question is on the rail portfolio. How do we envisage in the next 3-4 years positioning in railways? What will we do and what will we not do? Like, we are into propulsions, we are into TCAS, maybe point machines with electronics. So the positioning in railways that we will do and we will not choose to do. Thank you.
Yeah, I think thanks for the question. So first one, exports. Yes, most of the portfolios are focused on that. So if you tell me for our power systems business, we are ready and the work is already commenced and we are seeing some results out of that, the kind of orders that we are getting from overseas. For motors, we were not ready till now, but starting with this quarter, and as I said in the beginning, innovation is one of the key part of the strategy, which means the new product introduction. Coming practically every month, we should be launching a product. We still need to reach there, but yes, the team is accelerated that journey. And those are the products which are next generation IE5 to IE5 plus kind of motors, which is the requirement for the whole world. Okay, so that's getting launched, and so we are doing two things in parallel. One is the commercial strategy for exports, and second is the innovation, which is NPD, and both are working in parallel. So, and I'm sure you'll see some exciting times in the next few quarters as we mature these two things coming together.
Thanks, Amit. Can I ask one more question, Amit?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. See, NS brought a very different talent CG when he joined, right? The financial turnaround, the open turnaround. The approach you have from your historical, experience in Bharat Forge, Ingersoll, etc., emerging market experience. What kind of inorganic path you want to take for CG? You have a lot of shopping list, which you can go around, but which are those 2-3 areas where directionally, without going into specifics, I understand, if you can guide us there, Amit. Thank you.
Yeah, so I think, yes, we will always have appetite to keep looking at the possible candidates. The pipeline is there. But having said that, as of today, if you tell me, is that my top priority for inorganic? The answer is no, at least for next few quarters, because there's so much we can do within our existing portfolio. I think when you're talking about the kind of growth that you see, high double digits, if you can get it from the current operations and the expansion that you have. So important is to make it sustainable. I think that's where the focus is. Accelerated growth with sustainability is the key thing. And when I say sustainability, is not only from skill set point of view, people point of view, it's also the product and energy efficiency point of view, so that we are committed to the environment and the climate as well. So to me, those are the focus areas for next, I would say, 2 to 4 quarters to focus on. Having said that, it doesn't mean that we close our eyes to any possible opportunities for inorganic. Open for that. The team keeps looking at it. So it's like balancing the two.
Really clear, Amit. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
The next question is from the line of Aditya Mongia from Kotak Securities. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity and congratulations on a very strong set of results yet again. The first question that I had from my side was on the PT capacities in the making. Now, once you have this 85,000 MVA number with you as a capacity, how much of this can be consumed from a domestic perspective, and how much would be the reliance on exports for achieving a decent capacity utilization of this capacity?
You mean the existing capacity or including the new that we declared today?
All put in as an 85,000. I'm just trying to get a fair rough cut sense. Will it be like a 80-20 kind of mix of domestic exports or a 60-40? I'm just trying to kind of get a sense of your understanding of the TAM outside is essentially the question.
See, if I look at the inquiry pipeline and the way infrastructure is moving forward, I think this entire capacity can be sucked completely in India itself. But again, that's not the part of the strategy. It's a balance of both, and that's the way we have built the business case. There's a certain percentage that we are looking at for exports and certain percentage for India as well. So it's a combination of both.
Understood. The second question that I had was on margins. As in, you had talked about certain special effects, certain one-off items in the second quarter that had impacted margin improvement. Were they at play in the third quarter as well? And specifically, I'm talking from a console perspective, wherein maybe in industrial systems, your console EBIT doesn't change versus standalone instead of kind of revenues being added up in between these two levels. So just trying to get a sense whether there are any special effects at a console level in industrial systems margin.
So let me pass that question to the specialist or CFO, Mr. Todi.
No, Aditya, there is nothing like that. It was only there in the quarter two. So this is only numbers which is coming from our subsidiary which is based out in Sweden. So there nothing this time any exceptional items are there.
Understood. Just one more thing from my side. When we talk about this TCAS opportunity, let's say in specific this 600 crore order, how much would be the maintenance cost aspect which would be spread over time, and how much would it be kind of in numbers over the next 1 year? And I'm not just talking from a developmental order perspective, but let's say once you get a full-blown order, what will be the split of revenues in a single year and then the maintenance aspect beyond that?
So you mean the maintenance on regular basis or after, the order that we have separately for 11 years?
Exactly. So I'm assuming there would be in this country, let's say 600 crores. How much is the maintenance or the AMC cost inside 600, or is it outside 600 crores?
So Aditya, we given a range for the order side, so it includes everything. So the maintenance actually doesn't start from the day one. It's always after a couple of years or 3 years later.
Understood. Just the last bit from my side. You would be doing the entire EPC on the coverage aspect, or would it be limited to product supply? That's the last question. Thank you.
This is including the manufacturing of the product, installation, commissioning, and making sure the trials are through to the end. So it's a complete thing.
Thank you so much for your response and time. All the very best to you. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all participants, you may press star and 1 to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Ashwani Sharma from Emkay Global Financial Services. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for the opportunity. So I have two questions. First is, we have been kind of adding capacity across our existing businesses, and today also you announced on the PT side, and then we are doing a few acquisitions of that. So, just wanted to know that over the next 4 to 5 years, any internal target that what kind of revenue that we are targeting or, just looking at?
So if you ask about 4 to 5 years, in fact, after right now we are busy with not only the quarter but annual operating plan for the next year. But yes, we'll be kick-starting next month our long-range planning, which is 3 to 5 years strategy planning. So that work is going to start from next month and will take about 3 to 4 months to complete. So I think then it will be a better situation to see.
All right. So my second question, just a bookkeeping questions. On the OSAT CapEx that we have announced, how much we have already spent?
Sushil, take that.
So we spent in the sense that, as you said, that there is a mini plant, so that construction activity is going on. So approximate number is around 40 to 50 crores.
Okay, 40 to 50 crores. Thank you very much. Those are my questions.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Garvit Goyal from Invest Analytics Advisory, LLP. Please go ahead.
Hi, am I audible?
Yeah, very clear.
Good evening, sir, and congrats for decent numbers. Sir, we are getting a very decent order inflows on power system segment. So I want to understand from you, what is driving these order inflows? Who are our key customers here? From where we are getting these orders? Are these the grid expansion EPC players or someone else? And I also want to understand, what portion of the existing order book is from the domestic market in power segment, and what portion is for the export?
So the orders is, wherever there's a power generation to distribution, you need a transformer. So this is across. It's not only one segment. So ranging right from the distribution companies to wherever you have to, to the data centers, to you name it, and, you have the inquiries from all over.
And what percentage of existing order book in power system is from the export and for domestic?
Yeah, so I think breakup we don't actually publish completely on that, but yes, we are balancing basis the way we look at the capacity, the balance of the two.
Okay. And my second question is on our Sanand facility. So do you see any risk to the internal revenue projections that we earlier had from that facility because of China's DeepSeek, which claims to be using lesser GPUs? So does that affect the prices of the chips that we are looking to manufacture there?
So I think that's an interesting question because that's as fresh as probably yesterday or today. But having said that, as of now that we don't see the risk, as I said in the beginning, the project is exactly as per the timeline, and we are staying focused to what we are supposed to do. And we'll keep an eye on any of these changes that happen in the environment.
Understood, sir. That's it from my side, sir. All the best for the future.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Parikshit Kandpal from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Hi. Thanks for the opportunity. So my question is on the new transformer capacity, power transformer 45,000, which you have announced. So up to what rating will these capacity be?
So Ajay, you want to answer that?
Yeah. So we will be catering to from 220 kV to 755 kV in this facility.
To keep 755 kV. And has the land been finalized? Land has been acquired, or what is the status of approval?
Not yet.
Okay. And so, according to you, what will be the industry capacity in this range, 220 to 755 kV?
Ajay can answer.
Yeah. As of now, it is around 2 lakh MVA.
And any sense on the demand, domestic demand total overall?
Demand we see a CAGR of around 10%.
So my question is more on the capacity utilization side of this 2 lakh MVA, which you said, the existing capacity. So what, according to you, will be the current utilization of this?
It's basically, I think, as I said in the beginning, this capacity expansion is a combination of domestic and exports. So what Ajay talked about, 200,000 MVA availability, that's purely India. So it's not outside the India. So that's a much bigger market. So I don't see any risk on that, what we are utilizing here. Our existing capacity utilization is already peaking, and so this will be good addition. So we don't see any risk of this not being used.
Okay, sure. Thank you. That was my question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question for today. I would now like to hand the conference over to Ms. Renu Baid Pugalia for the closing comments.
Yeah, thank you, Alaric, for this. On behalf of IIFL, I'd like to thank the management to give us the opportunity to host the call, and investors for being patient audience. Sir, any closing remarks from your side?
Thank you so much, Renu, and thank you really for joining. Really enjoyed the session and the questions. Appreciate and look forward to talking to you again next quarter. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of CG Power, that concludes this conference. You may now disconnect your lines.